Welcome back to Real Talk Fitness with ANPT. We're diving into a topic that goes beyond training and nutrition. It's all about relationships, self-worth, and how we show up in the world. For those of you that don't know me and are just tuning in, I'm the owner of Ashleigh Newburn's personal training, ANPT for short. I'm a busy mum. I know what it's like to be on all sides of the fitness world, from competing to trying to lose weight, to gain strength, and to show that on the powerlifting platform. If you're serious about leveling up, both in health and fitness and mindset, then this podcast is for you. Let's dive in. Too often we look for other people to complete us, a partner, friends, family. We're taught through movies, books, even songs, that if we just find the right person, everything will fall into place. But I'm here to tell you the truth, that no one else can fill the gaps in your life if you're not willing to first build a strong, honest relationship with yourself. This isn't about being selfish. It's about being self-aware, self-loving, and self-responsible. Because when you bring a whole, grounded version of yourself into your relationships, you allow them to thrive instead of just survive. Let's talk about why we expect others to complete us. We've all been sold the fairy tale that the other half, the soulmate, who magically fixes everything. That idea creates an expectation that our happiness is tied to someone else's presence. When we feel lonely, unworthy, or disconnected from who we truly are, it's easy to latch onto others as a source of validation. Now, this doesn't mean it has to be a loved partner. This could be friends. This could be acquaintances. This could be clients. This could be anybody. Now, this feels good in the short term, but in the long run, it places unrealistic pressure on the relationships. Relying on others to define us or make us happy creates a cycle of disappointment, resentment, and unhealthy patterns. It's not fair on them, and it leaves us powerless. Let me share, when obviously with PT, when a client expects me to be their motivation, it's never going to last. Because unless they build their own reasons and their own self-belief, their results are going to be short-lived. Because in life, the only person that you have at the end of the day is yourself. And if we're constantly looking for others, like in my case, being a personal trainer, if my clients are constantly looking at me for validation or motivation, truly and wholly, they don't have it within themselves, their results won't last. Their goals won't be their goals because they're doing it for validation from another person rather than validation from themselves. Have you ever caught yourself waiting for someone else to make you happy, to fix your problems, or tell you who you are? Now, if that's you or if that's hit home, today's episode, we will talk about building a better relationship with yourself, because nobody can fix your problems. Nobody else can make you happy. Nobody else can validate your goals or give you motivation, because at the end of the day, you only ever have yourself. Let's talk about building that relationship with yourself. This is where that shift happens, from waiting for someone else to becoming your own foundation. It all starts with self-awareness. Start with reflection. What do I value? What do I want from life? Not what I think others want from me. Journal it, just sit quiet, go for a walk, create some awareness. Like, who truly are you? And then the opposite question is ask, who do you try to be to get validation from other people? Self-care. Now, this isn't about bubble baths and candles. It's the discipline of taking care of your health, your sleep, your nutrition, your energy, your mental health. It's about setting boundaries so you don't burn out being a people pleaser and saying yes to everyone else whilst you say no to yourself. Build your self-trust. The promises you keep to yourself matter. If you say you'll do the workout, do it. If you say you rest, honor it. Each small win is a deposit into that self-trust bank account. So you can really do an audit on this self-trust bank account. Is your bank account in minus or is your bank account in positives? How many times have you said you're going to do something and you don't follow through? But yet when you say you're going to do something for another person, you follow through because you seek other people's validation opposed to making yourself proud for yourself. Knowing your values and goals is really important. When you're clear on your values and you stop being swayed by people who try and tell you who you should be, this creates strength and resilience in your identity of who you truly are. At the end of the day, nobody can replace you. There is no one else the same person, personality, values as you. You are unique. Stop trying to fit in and stop trying to be somebody that you're truly not. We need to start living authentically. And once we do that, our relationships will start to fold, become stronger, because you're no longer pretending. Let's talk another example is the person who signs up for coaching expecting me as their coach to fix them, compared to that client who takes ownership, checks in, asks questions, and applies for feedback. The second client will always go further because they've built relationship on accountability with themselves, not with validation from others. Now, you're probably wondering, how does my relationship with myself affect my relationship with others? When you show up whole, your relationships can change dramatically. Your boundaries become clear. You stop tolerating disrespect. Now, that disrespect doesn't need to be what other people think are disrespectful. It's what you think is disrespectful. You teach others how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. Authentic connections. When you don't need someone to complete you, you can truly connect, not out of desperation to fit in or be accepted, but out of choice. You start relieving that pressure. Your partner, your friends, your family no longer have to carry that burden of fixing you or making you happy. They get to add to your life, not carry it. That makes relationships lighter, freer, and more joyful. This then creates a ripple effect. When you're grounded in yourself, you inspire others. People notice your energy, your calmness, your confidence. It creates healthier dynamics in your family, your friendships, and even your work relationships. Let me ask you a question. What would shift in your life if you walked into every relationship already complete, already enough? How much more freedom would that give you? How much more love would you actually experience, opposed to doing things for validation or worrying that you're not enough or worrying about what you say or how your boundaries will affect other people, rather than walking into that relationship being authentically, truly you? Now, here's the bottom line. No one else is coming to complete you. That job is yours. The more you build a loving, respectful, and honest relationship with yourself, the more every other relationship in your life will grow stronger. Now, that's a wrap for today's episode. If there's one thing that you can take away from today's episode, it's asking yourself the question, how can I complete myself? Instead of asking yourself who completes me. When you come from that place, every connection that you will have will feel deeper, freer, and more fulfilling. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs this reminder. And as always, remember, the relationship you build with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship you'll ever have in life. Remember, keep lifting, keep pushing yourself, and keep growing to becoming the best version of you. Until next time, that is it.